Hi, welcome to the Brad and Cheri Show.
I'm Cheri.
And I'm Brad. That's right.
And today I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to make my favorite coffee, cold brew.
Delicious, delicious cold brew.
Mm-hmm. Cold brew is the process of brewing coffee using cold water instead of hot water. And I find that it's much less bitter. I don't think it's bitter at all. I don't even have to put sugar in it. It tastes really delicious. I just use a little bit of half and half. All right, so the ratio of coffee to water is 1 cup coarse ground coffee to 3 cups water. You need to make sure that your coffee, whether you grind it at home or you grind it at the grocery store, is coarse ground. You don't want to do it for a regular coffee, like a drip coffee. You want it to be coarse. This particular container holds 9 cups of water. So I'm going to add 3 cups of coffee. And I actually put just a little bit more than 9 cups of water in there because you lose a little bit of the liquid when you strain it. So my exact recipe is 10 cups of water and then 3 cups of, oh, this smells good, of coarse ground coffee. Any coffee will do. We prefer a real bold roast, espresso kind of thing, dark. But any coffee you like will work. And if you don't want it too strong, you have 2 options. You can either use a little bit less coffee, or you can dilute it when you use it, and just use this as a concentrate, and you could actually dilute it, which I don't. So we've got that, and then I like to add a few things to make it more interesting. Cardamom. I love the flavor of the cardamom in this, and through trial and error with this amount of coffee to water, I use about 1 teaspoon. And this also smells really delicious. So there's 1 teaspoon of cardamom, and then I zest an orange. So cardamom and orange are the flavors that we're going for. And I've got this really great zester I got years ago from Pampered Chef. And I think I mostly use it for this, but I use it every week. So you just want to zest your orange. I tried buying the orange zest like in the spice area, the dried, and it's not as good. It's better if you just do it fresh, and then you can just eat the orange. All right. All right, so once the orange is all zested, then just take a spoon or spatula and stir it all up. You want to mix it all nice. I just try to make sure that all the coffee grounds get wet so that they'll mix in with the water. Another option you can use for, instead of the orange, is I discovered this really great doTerra Wild Orange. And this is super easy. When I use this, you just put 20 drops of it into the coffee, and it's super flavorful and delicious. So you can either use the zest of 1 orange or 20 drops of the doTerra Wild Orange. All right, once all the ingredients are in and it's all stirred up and ready to go, then put a lid on it. And this is not a lid that seals, it just sets right on there, so it doesn't have to be anything that seals. And you're gonna leave it on the counter for 12 to 24 hours. I've discovered 12 hours is plenty of time. So tomorrow when we wake up, we will show you part 2 of how we make our cold brew. Morning, we're back for part 2 of how to make cold brew. This has been sitting now for about 16 hours, and remember, 12 to 24 hours is the range to leave it sitting on the counter. So I'm going to take the lid off now. And what we're going to do is take the coffee here that's been getting all delicious and strain it through the strainer. So I've got a second container. I have my strainer and then just a very simple coffee filter. I've tried using it with paper towels or other things, cheesecloth, but just a simple coffee filter that you probably already have on hand works great. I just stir it up a little bit. And then when I start, I just try to take the coffee that's on the top so it's not full of the grounds too much. And put it in. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit so I can fill it up to the max. And then it'll just start dribbling down. This process does take a little time. So give yourself some time to strain it, and we'll check back. So you'll want to just check on it every once in a while and add more coffee to strain. Sometimes I get it done within like 20 minutes, and then sometimes I get caught up doing other things and walk away and come back, and it could be an hour or an hour and a half. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt the coffee to sit on the counter. All right, so every once in a while, you're going to want to dump the coffee into your container that you're going to store the coffee in your refrigerator, because once it's strained, you do need to store this in the fridge. So I'm just going to take it and pour the delicious coffee in there, and then I'll add some more coffee to strain. So that's it. That's how we make cold brew every week. This should last in the fridge for at least 2 weeks, but it won't be in your fridge for 2 weeks. You'll drink it before then because it's so delicious. Brad and I both like to have the cold brew. We usually drink it over ice, but you can also heat it in the microwave if you'd prefer to have hot coffee. It doesn't make it more bitter. It still tastes really delicious. I've had a lot of friends ask for this recipe, and that's why we decided to share it with you today.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos.
Enjoy your cold brew. So the ratio of ground coffee to water is 1 cup ground water to 3 cups water. I said ground water.